Before they confront Brian, Penny and the girls must attend a number of separate counselling sessions with Rosemary Clough. She needs to get the family to talk openly about the effects of Brian's drinking and their role in enabling it.
How soon in your life did you become aware that things were starting to go wrong?
But yeah, when I was 12, I think I really noticed, because my mother was getting more emotionally upset about it. And then I sort of find her crying and sort of ask why. And then I think she felt that I was old enough to know probably the ins and outs of it. And then and things like that. And when I noticed that he sort of went round and said, oh, I'm going to get a newspaper, and he'd sort of come back with an hour later with the 4 cans of beer and an unrinsed bag kind of thing, and you're thinking, this isn't really on.
It's probably about 8, 9, something like that. I probably was aware of it, but I didn't know what exactly was going on until about 10, 11.
Do you know what sort of things were done to kind of protect you from it?
I think she just make excuses for him, saying why he wasn't there, and to say he's gone away to work or something like that.
What stopped you talking about it?
My mother.
Right.
If he was just about to come home, my mother would hide the wine in the cloakroom or in the bottom of the wardrobe.
And how long did it take him to find it? Although he doesn't drink at home anyway, does he?
He does occasionally. He did.
Oh, does he?
He used to go kind of get drunk and then bring back some beer or whatever it was from the off-licence.
It's like in the night time, and when my parents have like arguments downstairs, and I don't know, it just gets really loud. I don't know, just go downstairs and try to stop it, I suppose.
He hit her but didn't mean to, like, didn't realise his own strength kind of thing. And her head hit the glass window of the kitchen. And the glass broke, and I was really, really scared at that point, and I was just like, okay, this is going too far.
The girls want to say it the way it really is. Things like Brian being on the street, maybe begging, maybe drinking, but almost denied by Penny that it was actually happening. It's this need for Penny to see that everything's normal, and the girls know it isn't. So his anger's quite a worry to you. Does he really get very angry?
At times, yeah.
With you children?
Yeah, with all of us, really. It's got a bit of a short temper, really. Like the littlest of things can sort of really get him stressed. When he did leave for, say, periods of time, when he came back, he would take on this, like, head of house role so much that really, really annoyed me. Because I'd feel like if you just walked out of the house and left us for 2 months and you come back in, the next day you're just, like, nothing's happened. You're like, you do this, you do that, and sort of get me a cup of coffee kind of thing. You just think, well, no. Every time he left, my mother would say, this is the last time, this is it. And then 2 weeks later she'd be like, right, I'm going to pick him up, and I could just see that there was a cycle forming, and that it would always be the same if we went around it this way.
As soon as he wants to come home after a binge, he's made welcome. I don't think the girls felt good about him coming back very often, but Penny felt that she had to make him feel that he was loved and wanted and forgiven.
And I remember once, before he came, my mother went to pick him up. She said, no, you're going to be nice to him. And I said, no, I don't feel I can be really nice to him, because I don't feel he deserves that. I don't feel that I can lie to him. I don't feel I can suddenly be all sweet and pie and like little daughter to him. And she said, you will be nice to him. And I said, no, I won't. And she hit me. She didn't hit me hard, but she just... And she said, no, you will, and that really upset me, and I cried about that, and I was like, you can't make me be nice to someone who has caused this much hurt in this family. And she seemed to think that that was the way of solving it. If we were all really, really nice to him, then he wouldn't drink again, and that's rubbish.
If the intervention is to happen, Penny will have to find Brian and persuade him to come with her to a place where, unknown to him, the family will be waiting.
What I'd be asking you to do is to read him a letter telling him how much you care about him, how much you have valued him as a father, and write down some of the events that have actually happened, not blaming or resentful, just factual about it. Now, is that a sort of scary thing to do?
Well, I don't think he'd be too happy with the idea about it, but I mean, if it works, I'm happy for it.
Seems like he's got help before and it hasn't worked. I just can't be sure that it'll work this time.
There's no guarantees.
I'm just frightened of losing him in that room when he walks in, because he's going to feel inadequate still.
There's no such thing as a fragile alcoholic. About as fragile as a boa constrictor.
Oh, right, yes, I know what you're saying, yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's one of the tough survivors of this illness. Remember, the rest are either dead, in prison, or in hospital. So your instinct to protect him, which is quite natural, isn't needed in this situation. Now, you're right in the sense that he may decide to take off.
It's needed for me, because I don't want him taking off. No, I'm not bothered about him. It's just once I've got him in there, I want him leaving how I want him to leave, not how he wants to leave. So, again, this is what you would call not enabling, when you want...
A little bit of controlling.
Yes, yes.
She doesn't really ever stop to think about her own pain. If she did, she'd probably cry forever.
Weeping like a willow, I'm crying on my pillow. Honey, how you and I, we get the blues now and then. All of a sudden, I'm in love once again.